I have quite the story to tell you, so buckle your seatbelts. For the longest time, I'd been asking my parents for a bunny because I thought it'd be so fun. Like, I already have, and I had at the time, 2 cats. But for some reason, I was not satisfied. I wanted a bunny. My dad didn't think I would take care of it. And I wanted to prove him wrong. So, fast forward a couple years. We were all at a PetSmart as a family. Okay, so nothing I'm saying during this part makes any sense at all, but basically I went to PetSmart with my family and I noticed there were 4 dwarf hamsters in a cage and I really wanted them. Without my parents knowing, I asked one of the workers how much the hamsters were, and he was like, oh, just $20 for all of them. You know, I don't know, some guy just dropped these off earlier and we don't want them. So I was like, love that. So I was like, Mom, please, can I get these hamsters, please? And to my surprise, they said yes. So we brought these hamsters home. I was told that they were all female, so I was like so excited about it. I was like, oh my god, I'll give them all little names. It's gonna be so cute. So like a couple weeks after getting them, one of them was starting to look really fat, and I was like,
so I am confusion.
So
16 paranoia-filled days later.
I woke up in the middle of the night because I heard like little squeals coming from the cage in my room, and I was like, these hamsters don't normally make that sound. So I woke up and I went to the cage, and lo and behold, there were little baby hamsters. So one of them was indeed pregnant. This hamster was probably just pregnant before I got it. Like that's probably what happened, right? So I let some more time pass, not thinking anything of it. Then a few weeks later, there were more babies. I was like, they can't all be pregnant. That's not how this works. Like, they weren't all this fat before. I did some research and I like had to figure out how to tell the genders apart. So I figured out that one of the hamsters was in fact a male. So we were pranked. And now I have a bunch of pregnant hamsters that are about to give birth. I feel like I'm the most stressed out I've ever been because I'm in charge of all these babies and I have nothing to do with them. And I was so stressed out about it. I did not know what I was going to do. I thought it would be a bad idea to keep them with all of the hamsters. Like, I thought it would stress the babies out. So I separated the one that I thought was the mom with the babies. And then I had the babies with the mom in the one cage, and then the other 3 in another cage. I woke up the next morning and all of the babies in the one cage were gone. I was like, what? So, funny story, it turns out that this hamster that I put with the babies was actually the dad. And the dad freaked out and did not know what to do with all of these babies because the dad can't like provide food for the babies. So, that hamster just ate his babies. That was a really good life lesson for me, you know. I really enjoyed that experience. So, all the other hamsters over here were still pregnant. So, once the hamster baby started to grow up, I had to figure out how to tell the genders apart, otherwise I'm gonna have just babies forever. So that learning curve took a little while because I think at one point, this process just kept going, and I think at one point I had like almost 25 hamsters. Like, I'm not kidding. 25 hamsters in my possession. I was freaking out. Like, the babies started mating with their parents, and it was just weird. Like, that is so traumatizing for a 13-year-old girl. I didn't know what to do. I was so freaked out, and I ended up having, like, a cage for the boys, a cage for the girls, and then there were too many. Like, still, that would be, like, 12 hamsters in each cage. That's too many. So I had to get, like, 5 hamster cages, and I had to, like, it was the most insane thing I've ever had to do. But I did it. Sidebar, at one point, the adult hamsters were also freaked out by, like, the number of babies. Like, there were just so many babies appearing in the cage that they didn't know what to do. So they started eating their babies. I'm literally not kidding. Like, I watched it happen one time. Like, they were just like, there's too many of us. So they just ate each other. I've never been more traumatized. That whole situation was obviously really stressful for me, but it really taught me a lot. I learned who I was as a person. Like, my identity really came forward, if that makes sense, because I instantly turned into a mother. Like, the second all of that started going down, I was like, my babies, and I was worried about them, so, you know, I had to take care of them. I had a lot to do. It's pretty stressful for a 13-year-old girl. I don't know, most kids would just be like, oh, whatever, these stupid hamsters are being annoying, I don't care. But I am a caring person, I guess, and I really realized it through this experience, because I cared for each one of those hamsters like they were literally my children, and I don't know, like, my motherly instincts came forward, I guess, and I just showed myself that I am capable of anything I put my mind to. I really learned a lot from that experience, and I've retained all that information, and I use it in almost every aspect of my life now. Like, I know I can do it if I want to. If I put my mind to it, and if I really work hard, there's nothing I can't do, you know? Like, wow, I'm a baller, you know?